Yeah.
This is Joey.
Hi, Joey. Say hi. Sorry, my shirt's
That's okay. Joey has a whole bunch of things. Separation anxiety, stress anxiety, gets stress colitis, the vet said. And he also doesn't do well with other doggies.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think I gave you, do you know his story?
It's unfortunately I've talked to like 2 or 3 other people,
Yeah.
so sometimes it kind of mixed everything up.
That's
but
okay.
why don't we go for a little walk, and
Sure.
I'll do the first evaluation, and you can kind of catch me back
Okay.
up.
Yeah. So Joey's 11, and his story is we had family friends who are Australian and they were going back home,
Okay.
but they couldn't take Joey with them.
Okay, I remember now.
Yeah, Joey had been with them since the time he was a puppy. So Joey came to live with my parents' house. My parents have another dog, just a little Chihuahua, but she really ruled over him. And he just didn't like her, and he would it just didn't get along really well. I actually came over to the house during that time, and Joey and I really bonded, so it was decided that I should take Joey because he'd be the only dog in my house.
Okay.
Joey. So, that's been fine, but I have not been able to leave Joey's side without him getting upset or, he doesn't like. I'm really close to my parents, so whenever we go to my parents' house, he gets really upset. So it's been difficult. We have some definite separation anxiety. We have some definite stress when we go to folks' house. And then they said that he gets along well with small dogs.
Okay.
But I've noticed that when my friends have brought their small dogs over, he barks at them, and he just doesn't care for. I mean, he loves people, but with dogs,
Okay.
we're not so good. And I think he would actually benefit from maybe having a playmate. I'm thinking about getting another dog next year. I think it'd be nice for him. But apart from the dogs, the big thing I want to do is just be able to leave my house and do errands.
Not have him freak out.
Yeah, or go to my parents' house and not have him freak out. And he just like, it's like he won't eat for a few days. He'll have the runs and he'll throw up. And
Does he have any allergies?
no allergies.
Let's just say him and see if he wants it or not. No.
I brought some toys and some cheese.
Okay.
Because he does love cheese and stuff. But yeah. So the doctor thinks it's like trauma and all the stuff that happened these past few months. Him just trying to adjust to it.
Okay. We'll see how severe the behavior is.
Okay.
And then we can just kind of work from there.
Okay.
Usually depending on if he needs a muzzle or not for the extended, closer interactions.
Mm-hmm.
Some dogs will seem really, really intense until they get close, and then it'll just end up being excitement.
Okay.
And some dogs will still be a little uncertain,
Mm-hmm.
and some dogs will actually be very kind of protective of their space and things. So every pup's going to be different, and leash reactivity, the problem with that is it's really hard, even for professionals sometimes, to discern the difference between intensity and aggression.
Yeah.
Oh, you got number 2. Nice.
Oh gosh, and of course I don't have any bags.
Oh, I got some.
Oh, thank you. Or maybe
Oh.
not. I don't know.
Here, let's take them for a little
Yeah.
walk over there, so that way.
Maybe not on other people's lawns, Joey. I was gonna say something about him, and yeah, I've seen where he's like, so if a dog kind of, and maybe this is just all dogs, he doesn't like to have his face really touched.
Yeah, that's with most dogs.
Yeah.
At least it's with touching. A lot of dogs. I was working with one His sibling Guapo is very reactive when the dog is even face to face with him, but he's
Yeah.
perfectly okay if he's smelling his rear.
That's kind of him, because I've seen dogs. He's been good, but then as soon as the dogs get close to his face,
Yeah.
he doesn't like that.
It's a pretty common MO for dogs that are usually unsure, uncomfortable, or insecure.
Yeah. See, there's the diarrhea I was talking about. That's just pure liquid. Yeah.
Well, at least there's nothing to pick up.
Yeah, that's true. He just gets stressed out, and so that's kind of what happens when he gets stressed out. But it does make me nervous, and we've gone to the vet a couple of times, and he's taken some special. He's got some special diets to kind of help him eat for gastrointestinal issues, and yeah. But they think it's stress colitis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here, I'll take the leash
Okay.
from you, and let's just go ahead and start walking together.
Okay.
And then once we kind of get to the other side here.
He is not a good walker, too. I feel like I should say that as well.
That's okay. He's 11. He couldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
Probably also because I'm used to working with much bigger, heavier dogs that pull all day.
Oh yeah, he's teeny. So I'll go for pretty long walks, and I actually have a stroller, and I will put him in the stroller about halfway through the walk, because he just,
Gives up.
yeah, he's done.
Gotcha.
So he enjoys the stroller. He can just feel the breeze as I push him.
Okay. Good boy.
Yeah.
There you go. Good. Yeah, he's got a little pep in his step still. Trying to get all the way to the sidewalk here. Okay. Now for the first exercise, I want you to just kind of, while he's not paying attention, I'm going to keep walking forward and you just kind of drop back.
Okay.
We'll see how long it takes for him to realize that you're gone, and we'll see how bad the reaction is. Oh, good boy. Yeah, at least he checked in. Didn't seem to notice too bad. I'm gonna try to go out of line of sight by turning the corner. I'm just gonna let him go at his own pace right now. Good boy. Yes, come on. Good job. Oh, good boy, good pee-pee. This way, big guy. Come on, it's okay. Good boy. This way. This way. Come on. Good boy. Is that it? Is that about as far? What do you think? You missing somebody? Let's see. A little slower, a little more unsure. Just peeing. Okay. All right. So not too bad.
Oh, good.
Good news is he's not quite like a shadow dog.
Okay, that's good.
Whereas like as soon as he leaves or notices that mom's not there, he starts, freaking out and trying to go back. Which is promising because it kind of goes to show that if he has a distraction enough, and he's not fixating or focusing on that time when you're actually leaving, it might make it easier for him. So giving him something to do, keep his mind off of not having you there. But the problem usually comes in a little bit later as we kind of round the corner there. He recognizes it and he's not as interested in the environment anymore. And then he starts wandering and looking for you and coming back. Okay. So now what we're going to test to see if it makes a difference is if when you go ahead and get his attention.
Okay. Joey! Hey, sweetheart. Hi, honey.
Okay. And now just ask him to stay and say goodbye.
Okay, you stay, Joey.
Make sure he's looking at you first. You might have to go walk that way.
Okay. All right, Joey, I'm leaving.
And I'm just going to leave him here.
Okay, bye-bye. Should I go this way?
Yeah,
Okay.
whichever way he's facing so you can see what's going on. Okay, now I'm going to unlock the leash. Starts following. I'm going to lock it right here. Hold on, Joey. Stay. Stay. Yeah, good boy. Back to peeing. Oh. Well, again, a pretty good reaction as far as separation anxiety goes. He wasn't pulling hard to get to you. He did keep fixated and focused, but he he took the scenic route to come back to you.
Okay.
Yeah. So far so good.
Good.
It might just be because he's in a new area as well, and not in an enclosed area, so we'll try that next. But one more thing while we're out here, we'll try to do just an immediate line of sight departure.
Okay.
So same thing here. I'll just kind of keep him, where's the next corner that we can kind of hide you behind? Probably down there.
Okay.
I'll have you just kind of go behind the houses there. So we'll kind of walk through here, and I'll just stop here, and you can just keep going and turn left or something.
Sounds good.
There's a big open field back there. Yeah.
Can I say bye to him or?
Okay.
Okay. Hey, Joey.
Okay, just act as if you're gonna leave him.
Okay. Hey, Joey. Optimismo. Hey, buddy. I'll be back.
And what I'm looking for is to see if his intensity goes up as soon as you're out of line of sight. Kind of. There's like that really, you'll see it in the video, there's like that really awkward moment when he goes and notices that you're gone, he kind of freezes, and then he almost seems to look around for you. And then afterwards, he almost, which is quite opposite of most of the cases that I work with separation anxiety, is that he gives up, but then just seems really lost, just kind of wandering.
Yeah.
Like
doesn't know.
Yeah. what's due or what's going on.
Yeah.
Which is it's very sad to see. It's definitely very different from most of the other cases.
Yeah.
So I would be hesitant to say that it's not as severe. I think sometimes too, especially with all the additional distractions of being out in a new environment, it really helps the dog with anxieties to not focus on that thing that's eliciting the anxieties.
Yeah.
So sometimes it can start as soon as you wake up and he'll notice a routine in your patterns of behaviors for when you're going to be leaving for work and when you're going to be staying home, whether that's making coffee, putting on certain clothes, or even some dogs will just do it up to the point where, you know, as soon as you start to get your purse and put on your shoes, that's what they start focusing on and going kind of down that road. Here, he sees you leave, and then he's able to check out, but then he kind of focuses back in on you not being there, but then he checks back out again.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's definitely different.
Yeah.
There's there's some part of him that isn't just like most dogs. They'll just continue following their nose, walking around, smelling different things if they're completely oblivious to us.
Right.
And then the hard stuck, either separation anxiety, shadow dogs, or maternal bonded dogs, like really young puppies, will still be looking for their owner, or will cry, or the more severe cases, they start to move away and they start pulling towards them and barking and things like that.
Right, I see. Yeah.
But yeah, you can see definitely when his kind of whole demeanor changes from just kind of going around walking and smelling and exploring to being stiff, looking for you, and then lost.
Yeah.
So I think a big part of what we're going to need to work on is giving him something productive to do that's fun, or getting him so tired that he just wants to rest when you head out. And that can be really difficult because a lot of times with anxieties, it gives the dog almost superhuman capabilities.
Right.
Like a dog that will bark until they run out of, until they start losing their voice.
Right.
A dog that will pace in circles until they have hip problems. It almost makes it so that they lose control of those abilities. So that's why it's really important that we kind of work with him and monitor his behavior to make sure he's actually getting better and not just going down that road.
Right. Yeah. I have trazodone, and I give him like a little bit of that. So I gave him that once, and I just said, all right, let's see what happens. I'll leave for 15 minutes, and then I'll come back. And he was passed out asleep. And so then I left, and I just sat on my porch outside for 15 minutes, and he slept through the whole thing, which was
Sounds
good.
about right.
Yeah. But
He's pretty calm and mellow without it, so I feel like that would definitely knock him out.
Yeah, he's a pretty mellow dog, and he's a Jack Russell, which is crazy because I always think of Jack Russells as just, but then
They usually are. He is a little bit on the older end too, though.
Yeah, I used to have Jack Russell, and he was so lazy from like 9 months on.
You just get the lazy ones, I guess.
Yeah. But anytime I leave the room, it'll be like a few minutes, and then I hear the jump because he's jumped off the couch or whatever, and then he's come up to see me, and I'm like, all right.
Okay. So what we'll try now is you just kind of sit tight here.
Okay.
And I'm going to take him inside for a bit and record what's going on there. All the dogs are going to bark as soon as he comes in, but I'm going to probably take him upstairs to the living room and just kind of start his recording and see how he does there and what he's doing. See if that's more of a reaction of him trying to get back to you or anything. See how you do if we just jump. There you go. Hello? I'm recording a session with a new pup client. If you want to come down and meet him, it's not a board and chain, but just an evaluation right now. Okay. Oh. No, I just started this session, but I was gonna walk him afterwards. If you want, you can just ask her to move to the court, or it started at 10 and we're about like halfway through. We finish up at 11, so that's what I was gonna. Yeah, we're working on separation anxiety. Yeah, I was gonna do it after the session. Okay, bye.
You're cute. Alright, I gotta go.
Oh yeah, you gotta come in. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna go that way. I'll get back down and out. All these boxes.
I say hi and look at them. How was he?
He was fine.
Oh, good. This is good.
I think what's happening inside and what might be happening outside too, because we get a lot of dogs and I always walk my dogs here, it's just the fact that like we're he's ready to go back in.
Yeah.
There's so many scents, and the other pups did well not barking too much at him, you know, just a little bit, and he doesn't very reactive back too, so that's also a good thing. We'll go ahead and
So he didn't bark, or he did bark at them?
he didn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I feel like you're thinking, why are you here? He's fine.
It happens sometimes when I'm training with clients. Sometimes it's just at home too, and I think it might just be with the barking thing. It might just be with you.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is I'll pause this and I'll give you him back.
Okay.
I want you to head over down to the court,
Sure.
and I'm gonna bring the first pup for him to meet,
Okay.
and just kind of follow my directions, because like I said, I don't know his reactivity level yet, and we don't know if he needs a muzzle or anything.
Okay.
But I'll just kind of keep distance, see how he reacts, see how long it takes for him to calm down,
Okay.
see how easy it is for you to redirect him, how hard it might be to redirect him, all that good stuff.
Okay.
All right.
All right. That sounds good.
Okay. What are you doing, Oscar? You're okay. Okay, so go ahead. Yeah. So definitely that uncertain part. He was okay with him smelling, and then they kind of did that eye contact for a little bit. So go ahead and start walking that way. There you go, good. Good, there you go. Good. Yep. Good, there you go. Not too bad. So what I'll do is I'll walk this way on the sidewalk and you just slowly walk behind us. Good boy, Oscar. This way, Oscar. This way. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. Good. Good boy, Oscar. Good, there you go. Okay, so now that he stopped barking, we'll let him kind of close in a little bit. There you go. Right? It's okay. So as soon as he turns right and faces him, he starts barking again. And as soon as he faces away, he's still locked in, but he's settling down, right? It looks more excited and playful. It's just, even in this state, I normally don't let dogs meet just because they're so intense that it could trigger a bad response from the other dog, whether it be overwhelming them, they become defensive or anything. So it's always a good rule of thumb to have them be calmer when they meet anyway, so it's good practice. And like I said, we're gonna take a little bit more time to evaluate because even though he can disengage, which is very good, he sticks a little bit, but not as much so as like a really aggressive dog that will be like just still like constantly lunging and pulling to get to him to like bite him kind of deal. That would be like, you know, the worst case scenario. So most of his behaviors are pretty regular with a pup that needs probably just some more time to get used to other dogs. So go ahead and I'm going to try to swap you somehow. Let's go back to your car. Okay. And that way I can give you Oscar. And that way I can work with him.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is Oscar your dog?
Oh no, he's a boarding pup. I'm just using him because he's the smallest one right now.
Oh, he's cute. Well behaved.
Thanks. He's been doing a lot of good work. He was here for reactivity, mostly because his brother induces it too, though. So his brother kicks off his insecurity, and then he follows suit. So just getting him more stable around other dogs in general really helps.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, the next part will be to work on his brother.
Gotcha. Yeah, 'cause I feel bad. I hope Joey isn't traumatizing Oscar.
No, he's doing great. If he was absolutely petrified, he would keep running away, but he's still kind of just walking casually, sometimes going back to him, and that's how you'll know these things. So go ahead and drop Joey off in your car,
Okay.
and then I'll give you Oscar, and then I'll take Joey out of there. Or here, that'll work too. If you want to just,
here, just to do the.
yeah, just to hand him off here.
Yeah.
Because he's all the way, Oscar's all the way over there.
Here
Perfect.
There's that.
All right, here's yours.
Oscar.
There you go. And now what I'm also gauging is how defensive he is, right? Well, pretty much about the same, right? Are you sure he's protective of mom? Because he's doing a terrible job right now. Come on, big guy. Look, your mom's got somebody. Come on, this way. Good boy, come on, it's okay. Good boy. All right, now you go ahead and walk behind us. I think it'll be easier for him because he can't fixate as much when he's in front. This way, big guy. Good boy. He's still checking back a good bit. It's okay. So just keep walking straight on the sidewalk and I'll try to backdraft. Good boy, very good. He's doing well. He's seeing but not overreacting. Okay.
I don't think you can have that.
Well, luckily it looks empty. Good old. Oh, it's not?
No.
Oh. It looked like half a piece from
I
here.
know, I've heard about that.
Oh, I see now. Oh, good thing that you picked it up then.
Yeah.
Good old Halloween candy, right?
Right?
Good, there you go. Good. Okay. Good boy, it's okay. Good job, there you go. It's okay. There you go, and got distracted. Go ahead and slow down. Hi. Hi. It's okay. It's okay. There you go. It's okay. It's okay. I know. I know. It's okay. See? Now you go ahead and pet him.
Okay, hi, sweetie.
Okay. And then pet Oscar.
Hi, Oscar. Oh, you want to see? I got cheese
Oh,
and
yeah,
treats.
we got toys. Then pet him.
Hi, honey. It's okay. Oh, no.
Okay. Go ahead and try to get out some treats. We'll see if he'll be able to take it or if he's too stressed.
Joey, do you want cheese? You got cheese? Which is now pretty soft.
And you can give Oscar some too if you want. There you go. That way he can.
Joey, do you want cheese? Joey, do you want cheese?
There you go. Very good. Almost.
Almost.
He at least paused for it.
Wait a second.
Let's go ahead and let him calm down for a minute. And remove this one from the situation by walking forward. And then as soon as he calms down again, we'll try to give him some peace. Okay. Good boy. Almost. He keeps turning around. Yeah, try to keep him facing that way if you can. I know it's difficult. There you go. Good, there you go. Perfect. That's what I'm looking for. Perfect. I want him to be able to get some more information from him by smelling him. And he's only comfortable enough to do that when he's not facing him. So that's why maybe keep using the cheese as bait. Try to keep him up that way. Careful, his collar is getting loose there. Good boy. There you go. Getting distracted by the dog barking. Perfect. Right? So this is the common trait that's very similar to most anxiety cases, is when they get focused on something, it's harder for them to unfocus. And that's all he is doing right here, is just like hard stuck focus. Good boy. It's harder for him to do it on his own. We have to kind of help him.
Gotcha. So how do I help him with that? Focus.
Part of it is going to be practicing with him redirecting to you a lot on his own naturally before distractions, like really building that strong foundation.
Okay.
Part of it will be desensitizing him to seeing other dogs, getting him just used to seeing them more often in closer proximity, facing away from him, just getting him more comfortable in this scenario, and then just breeding other dogs. So that's usually, that's the hardest step, is the one that we're kind of working on now, just to kind of really see his reactions. But you can kind of see when he stops fixating, he stops barking, right? Oscar's still just as close to you. We're still just as close as you guys been when he's freaking out.
Right.
But it's just that focus. So if we can get that focus either on like his favorite toy or back onto you, and give it a break from Oscar, then it'll make it easier for him to get used to Oscar. So we'll just keep walking. We're gonna go kind of maybe all around the block. And the goal here is for him to kind of just get used to Oscar's presence by not kind of adding any pressure of that face-to-face confrontation now. I guess when he got to smell, that was perfect, It really helps him it really helps an insecure dog when they can get more information from another dog like that. It really does the opposite when there's that face-to-face confrontation, because it usually, is very uncomfortable for dogs that are unsure, and sometimes for people too, because they're, it kind of weighs heavily on that uncertainty part, like, why are you looking at me? And they get defensive. And it's hard for them to look away, so that you're just kind of like going down that spiral. Whereas this is perfect, right? Good. So letting him disengage long enough and then not hard re-engaging. I'll trade you back, make your life a little easier. And then you can try to give him some cheese too, because that'll be like another kind of litmus test, is when he's actually calmed down and relaxed, is when he's able to focus and take treats again.
Hey, Joey. Hey, Joey.
We got some distractions going on. You can wait.
Yeah, he does get distracted.
So we can actually use that to our advantage. Oscar, you trying to get treats, bud? There you go.
That's okay.
It's okay, we'll just keep walking until he calms down again. Good. Yep, there you go. Yep. So what we're doing now is just avoiding that hard fixation again. And it's going to be hard at first because especially if you're walking down the neighborhood and it's quiet and then you have one dog, it draws all the attention.
Yeah, and that happens all the time.
Yeah, it's pretty normal.
Yeah.
That's why it's usually harder for pups with leash reactivity to get to this point, because you need that extended time and you know, for them to get comfortable enough with an event that it's no longer an event.
It's no longer a
Oscar's like, cheese?
It's like, I see you have that cheese. Joey, do you want cheese?
Go ahead and try to pet Oscar now and maybe give him some treats, and we'll just leave him to do whatever.
Oh, good boy.
There you go. So he noticed, he looked back, and then he went back over. So guard dog wise, he's definitely failing a little bit.
Yeah.
It might just seem like he's protecting you because of that reaction and because of where you are usually positioned situationally, you know, because the other person's usually coming in from you and he's usually, you know, barking out towards them.
Yeah.
And you're in between or you're behind them. So sometimes that's just what it looks like. Because right now he definitely doesn't seem to be very jealous of you or anything at all.
Fine.
Well, we'll see, because the parents said that, you know, he's more comfortable around small dogs. If maybe the insecurity of a larger dog will elicit that reaction from him.
Yeah.
We'll kind of move up the ladder. Here you go, Oscar. He keeps checking in on you. He's like, cheese? He's like, hi. Hi.
Oh my goodness.
There you go. And now he just ran right past him.
Yeah.
You're in between him. You looked at him too. Yeah, good. So you just might need more time and space to get used to other pups. That can be difficult at first, you know.
Yeah, my friend has 2 dogs. She likes to, they're small. She likes to take them walking with us, but he can't handle it because they get into his face and he's just like, nope.
Yeah, and part of that too is the fact that it takes 2 to tangle, right? So we did a lot of effort on our end because we're working with him to keep the other dogs away from facing him, to give him some time and some space to get distracted by other things going on, so that way he can cool down and then try again.
Yeah.
So you might still be able to work with him, and that would be great. We can do that for a session sometime too.
Yeah.
And we can just really see, like I said, it didn't take too long. We're about 19 minutes in. I think he started calming down about 15.
Okay.
So now we're just kind of pushing the limits here a little bit.
Yeah.
Want him to hopefully see, yeah, he's like, whatever.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do this time is I'm gonna go around wide and then start walking back towards you on the sidewalk.
Okay.
And you can kind of keep them, you know, at a normal-ish like this distance. And we're gonna see how if him just walking towards you kind of reinvigorates that fixation and focus.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna start on like a really wide circle and then get closer and closer.
Okay.
Come here, Oscar. This way. Hi. Nice dog you out there. And this is what it's like for most people, hopefully. All right, you could just slow down or pause. We're gonna try to make smaller circles, but I don't want it to get too close yet. There you go. Good, that was very good. If you can reward him there with either pets or praise, because he locked, but then he stayed soft and he redirected himself to you.
Oh,
That was perfect,
boy.
right? Now Oscar is hard staring over here. Come here, Oscar. You and your cheese. You and your cheese. There you go. All right, and now I'm gonna try to go up and around again and try to come back towards you a little bit closer. So you could either stay there or move back. Yeah. Now when we turn around, then start walking. There we go. Good boy. Good job. Oh, what kind of puppy you got there?
Oh, it's a chocolate terrier.
Oh, nice. How old is he?
11.
Nice. This is Oscar. He's 8.
Oh, Oscar's 8.
Come here, Oscar. Sit. Okay, go ahead and try to get his attention.
Good, Joey.
Very good.
Oh, good.
Very
boy.
good.
Oh, that's a good boy.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, now we avoid the face-to-face again. Good. And then we keep walking together. So I'll let you walk and I'll try to match your pace. I'm just keeping an eye on him. There you go. There you go. Good. Good. Very good. All right. So we know these things are possible to achieve. Now it's how could we replicate them for you at home with the separation anxiety, with meeting other dogs, and with some dogs that are naturally more apprehensive. You know, it might take more work, or they might always be a little bit more apprehensive. You know, just part of their personality. But that's where you kind of really rely on the ability to redirect them, you know, and practice that side. So, yeah, we're gonna try to, you know, burn the candle from both ends, getting them used to seeing and being comfortable around other dogs. See how far that actually takes them personality-wise, because, you know, not all dogs will just, you know, get along with other dogs. And then we'll burn the candle from the other end, where, you know, whether he likes them or not, he's gonna be disciplined enough to redirect and listen to us when we ask him to. Yeah. That way, hopefully, we'll find a happy medium.
Yeah. I wish he was more. I mean, I guess he does love cheese, but he does seem to be, you know, he's not really treat. Not like Oscar.
Oscar's like, what? Treats?
Oscar, I got treats? I know, I have a whole bunch of treats in here.
So cute.
I got treats in here, you know it. Oh, you're so cute. You're so sweet. Oh, whoa, we're going down in the ditch.
So long as he doesn't fall over that ledge, he'll be okay. There you go. But yeah, he's doing good. He doesn't even mind Oscar now being around his mom. He's kind of avoiding him. You know, it'd be nice if he kind of showed interest again and tried to smell him, but not gonna push it this time.
Yeah.
But he did have that one moment, which is good. All right. Let's see here. I'm gonna go around the long way because they probably have to potty first. I'm gonna go around this way because they probably have to go potty first. You can keep going back behind us. Yeah, good girl. There we go. Hi. Ah, he's doing good. This way, guys. No, not all the way that way. Oh, good job. Yeah. Yeah, he looks excited. I think that if he got comfortable, he'd play with others. Good girl. All right, come on, this way. You guys gotta go potty. So we'll pause this for now. Pepper, Harmony. Pepper, Harmony. Yes. Go ahead and start walking that way to make it easy for him. Go ahead and start walking that way to make it easy for him. There you go. Good. Pepper. Good girl, Harmony. Down. Thank you. Harmony. Good girl, good job. No, that Halloween candy is not for you. Okay. Good boy. Good. Okay. Try the toy to get his attention back. Perfect. Almost. Want to try to ride this balance of him not overreacting but still seeing. So we're trying not to push it too much, you know?
Yeah.
Harmony. Good girl. Yeah. It's okay. At least he's kind of getting used to that hard stare, but because it's at a distance, it's not as much. And that's two things that we can always kind of work with is time and distance.
Okay.
Because you can see that face to face, he's like locked in,
Yeah.
but because it's not right here, he doesn't feel the need to overreact.
Right, exactly.
We'll just keep slowly walking. Come here, Harmony. I gotta lock your leash closer. Good girl. Good job. Oh, car coming. Very good. Yeah. Good. Softened up a little bit. Oh, there you go. Stiff again. Softened up. So you see, he almost gets like soft and hard just from the direction that she's facing.
Yeah.
That shows you like how important that will be when working with him at first to help him get comfortable.
Right.
Right. And that's really hard because you're not really just working with him, but you're working with the other dog too. Right?
Exactly.
Good girl.
I can control him, but
Mm-hmm. We'll give him some time to calm back down and redirect. There you go, good. Good, there you go. Oh, car coming. Oh, they're parked. So far so good. You notice that he's more comfortable because he knows they're around and behind, but they're not, you know, he's not checking back in constantly.
yeah. Calm down a lot faster.
Yep. And part of that too is just the fact that we're like working back to back with it. You know, if you went for a walk one day and then, you know, you only saw another dog until like the next day, it'd probably reset. Hopefully it doesn't with the training, but that's where like the consistency of getting him out and everything comes into play. Like I had a dog that was very reactive to other dogs, but especially right after they left the dog park, they could see another dog, it wouldn't matter, because they just literally just been around the dogs for like an hour and they're like, whatever. But if like it was just in their neighborhood like a couple days later, they would probably at least pique more interest.
Right.
Pepper. Girl. I know, good girl. All right. Very good. Good. Okay. Now I'm going to try to go left and around you, and we'll try to go in front of you. That way you can hopefully see them and maybe come up from behind. We'll see.
Yeah.
Like I said, that one's going to be definitely optional on this round. Try to slow it down a little bit. Girl. Girl. That can make you so excited. It's good to see the anti-critter device there doesn't work very
Oh,
well.
wow. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Must not be set to the dog. Maybe it's for like squirrels or rabbits. Good girl. Good. I'll try to hold him here. If you want to have him slowly come closer to him so he can hopefully smell them from behind. Wait. Yep. That's fine. We'll just reset. Hi, Harmony. Yeah, that was good. It's okay. We'll just reset. So go ahead and try to turn him around so that way he breaks that line of sight. And I'll go this way. And then I'll turn around again for you. Very good. There you go. Then we'll come back in. And I'll just follow you for a bit. Let him get used to seeing them from the side, but not too close. And then I'll try to go back in front. Come here, Harmony. Yes, good job. And Pepper is, it's funny that my girlfriend, of course, gets one of the extreme cases of pups, because she gets along only with like my husky before they passed away. And she actually only plays with Harmony. Everybody else she's not too sure of. Sometimes I can get her to be cordial after a while, but most of the time during initial introduction, she'll just snap at the face, especially with like puppies that go too quickly to her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good girl.
You smell the treat.
She's like, I'll take a treat. Oh, good girl. No, come here. I'll give you more treats. But sometimes it's just like that. When we went to the shelter to get another pup, it was hard because we had to find one that got along with her. And I wanted a German Shepherd puppy, but that was not definitely going to work. And then, but then as soon as this one came out, she was super scared and super timid. But then she saw her and she got really excited to her, like, oh no, it's not going to be good, she's going to stab in the face. But then her excitement actually transferred to her, and they actually started playing at the shelter. So I was like, well, obviously, finally. And like I said, hundreds of dogs later, she's learned to be cordial, but this is still her best friend.
Oh, so this is Harmony?
This,
That's Harmony.
yeah, and then this one's Pepper.
Oh. I get it now. It's a different color. Goodness.
So sometimes it's just like that with dogs, you
Yeah.
know. And I've had a lot of dogs coming through with the board and train program.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Harmony loves playing with all of them. Pepper, you know, you get to work on her being cordial and not biting them in the face.
He was one of the first, so they said you should get him. And the only other dog he liked was a Chihuahua.
Oh, there you go.
But he didn't like any other dog.
I think he would kind of fit that mold if he like got the opportunity, and the other dog was maybe like calmer too, you know, or submissive. Would probably be really good. Yeah, he's doing well again. Easy, Pepper. Easy. I know you want to say. This is awkward because I guess Harmony broke her side, so I can't lock hers. I can at least lock Pepper's. So that's why, if I could get them both closer, I would, but I can't get one closer without the other.
Gotcha.
If I had known, I would have just put on another leash, but my girlfriend didn't tell me that it was broken. She probably never locks it too, so she might not even know.
Okay, I feel like I locked mine probably too much, but I just was afraid of him running out somewhere.
Well, you know, eventually he'll check back in.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, I'll let you guys follow us for a little bit. We'll try again and let him kind of get closer.
Yeah.
We'll just do it nice and slow. He doesn't actually have to engage. Same with these guys. Like I said, especially without a muzzle. You know.
Yeah. So is Harmony still a puppy? How old is Harmony?
Oh gosh, no. I think Pepper is like 8 and Harmony is 6. The way I usually get dogs used to a muzzle is just very slowly. Just bringing out for him to kind of smell and investigate. First in the boxer packaging, and then open it up, just put it on the floor, maybe with some cheese around it.
Okay.
And then once he kind of smells it, what I would normally do is present the muzzle with my hand, and as I get it closer to his face, because it's very face sensitive, I also bring the treat over as well, so that way kind of introducing them both to him at the same time.
Okay.
With the basket muzzles, I don't know if we'll find one small enough for him, but with the basket muzzles, I'll usually put the treat and the muzzle in my hand and have him put his own muzzle inside of it.
Okay.
So that way I'm not forcing something onto his face, he's just like reaching into it like a bowl.
Okay.
But you can do that with anything, just using your hand and putting the muzzle around it and having him kind of go in for it. So that way when he kind of gets used to having it around his snout and getting a treat, do that for a while when he's really comfortable and it's like muzzle time becomes treat time, you know? You kind of interchange the two, and then after that, then during that you want to be practicing clipping on and off the muzzle, because a lot of times parents, especially when they put it on the pup, if they're not used to reaching around and clipping it, they'll be kind of pulling on the dog's head, they'll be kind of struggling because the dog's now moving, and so it draws out the process and makes it even more uncomfortable. So do your best to practice, you know, either on your hand or with a friend moving it, you know. Practice putting a muzzle around their hand and as they're moving it, so that way you can get better at just quickly putting it on, so it's like as smooth as possible motion. And then once you have it on, go ahead and try to get him to sit for you for a treat or just for a moment, and then as soon as he tries to take it off, get his attention back onto you, and as soon as he stops trying to take it off and focuses on you, if possible, then reward him by taking it off for him. We want him to learn that if he pays attention to us, that's how he gets the muzzle off, as opposed to him doing it himself. And then just start really short times, and then just increase from there. Especially since he gets distracted being outside, it would probably be a lot easier, because if he's inside and all he's thinking about is this thing on his face, it might be harder. But if you're outside while you're on your walks, you put it on for a minute, let him be a little uncomfortable, but try to get him used to it by having it on while he's smelling the grass, and then distracting him back, and then trying to walk a little bit. So start small and then see how long you can tolerate having it on longer and longer, and hopefully at that time, end game is just put it on just like with your leash for your walk, so then you're not awkwardly trying to put it on when you see another dog, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
And what I'll even do sometimes is like during meal times, I'll put the muzzle on and I'll hand feed them the muzzle, the kibble through their muzzle for
Okay.
like the entire meal.
Uh-huh.
And that'll be another way to get dogs used to having it on or looking forward to it, because you're just making that positive association again. And then to the point where like when we're just kind of even hanging out, I'm either editing a video or working on another dog inside, or they're just napping, I'll put the muzzle on and we're all just hanging out, and they'll be able to sleep fall asleep even with it on. It gets to that point of it being as casual as possible.
Okay.
So you want to try to do it, very short increments, but as casual as possible, and then as often as possible.
Okay. Would you say like 5 minutes or even less?
5 minutes is a long time.
Okay.
That would be maybe after like the second week, or once he actually gets really comfortable or stops trying to take it off on his own.
Okay.
But I just mean like put it on. If he seems a little bothered by it, try to have him come to you or follow you or look at you, and then just take it off.
Okay.
And then put it on, have him try to follow you around with it. If he tries to take it off or it's uncomfortable, redirect him once, have him follow you again, then reward him by taking it off.
Okay.
And then just kind of build from there.
Okay.
So like 5 minutes would be great after like 30 seconds,
Gotcha.
a minute and a half or whatever, but yeah.
And then like when you said to take it off, you said wait, let him until he like kind of
Yeah,
is
focuses on you.
Yeah, and then take it off and give him a treat.
Mhm.
All right, perfect.
Or give him a treat and then take it off.
Yeah, that'd be even better.
Mhm.
All right, good.
But, just the main thing is just try not to force it. Try not to keep it on there longer than it has to be, and it really bugs him. Because all those things is what usually sets people back in that kind of training.
Yeah.
Especially when they just kind of force it on the dog or put it on and they yell at them to leave it, stop trying to paw it off, you have it on and just like force. It can work eventually, but they're not going to like it as much, and it's going to be a much more of a struggle at first.
Gotcha.
So the way that we want to do it is takes longer, takes more effort, but is more positive.
Okay. So another question I have, something that we do on our walks, if we do come across another dog, is sometimes I will put him in the stroller. If I see dogs coming towards us, I'll like close the stroller up and he doesn't notice it. But I don't want the stroller to be like a punishment for him. I want it to be like a place where he can just chill out, I can finish my walk, and we're okay. Should I continue with the stroller right now, or?
It just depends on how much like time. If you only have like half an hour for a walk because of work or your schedule, then instead of trying to go as far, maybe I would leave the stroller behind, but take more time to work with him by going out only like 10 minutes. That way, in case we see another dog, we have plenty of time to make a bigger detour or redirect him. So try if you can, but if you can't do that, then do 2 separate sessions.
Okay.
So whenever you're just out for your normal walk, use the stroller so he doesn't see and he doesn't react, but then take him out separately and have him try to actually desensitize him by letting him see and then redirect.
Okay.
So whatever is going to be easier for you, but try to actually do one or the other, because a lot of times people will try to be, jogging and teaching their dog how to properly walk on a leash at the same time. It just doesn't work that way. You'll just end up getting frustrated, and they don't end up getting the training, because most of the time they just give up and they just start pulling, and that's fine because they're running and we're all at least going in the same direction. So the
Right.
tension doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that ends up happening a lot.
Gotcha. Yeah. The goal is to just have me go out, do my super long walk, come back, and then take him.
There you go.
Yeah.
That would probably be best. So that way you can just relax, focus on you, and then that way when it's his turn, you're all just focused on him and his needs.
Yeah. Perfect.
Because you're gonna definitely need to be focused and micromanaging and everything, communicating with others. The easiest part is actually getting them used to dogs in the neighborhood, because you'll hopefully be able to talk to your neighbors more often, you'll see them more often, and then you have a better chance of doing what we did today. Whereas if like he was downtown or just meeting,
Yeah.
new dogs randomly, it'd be a lot harder because we don't have that time to communicate, or we don't have that time to build the repertoire.
Right, exactly.
Which is another good thing that you can do on your walk. So if you're out walking on your neighborhood and you see a bunch of dogs that live there, and you'll see them sometimes when you're walking him, go ahead without him. Go ahead and say hi, talk to the parents, let them know about your pup and what you're working on. So then that way, when they do see him and they already know. They're like, oh hey, don't worry, we'll stay over here, we'll kind of go slow, or hey, we're gonna go around you or behind you and follow you, but we're not creeps.
Yeah, exactly.
So that would be a much easier way of doing it if you had some time on your walk.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, we're kind of doing that with our next door neighbors. They have 2 big German Shepherds.
Yeah.
So like
There
we'll
you
do
go.
like a covert ops something.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hi. Is one eye bigger than the other?
Yeah, it's like one eye's bigger, and I think he's got like some black lining around one eye.
Okay, that's why I was trying to tell if it was just an optical illusion because of that. Yeah, it is blacker too, so I think that's why.
Yeah,
But it looks like the other one is a little bit
I
smaller.
think it is, which is adorable.
It's so odd.
I love dogs
Cute.
with just little
Quirks.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have any questions?
No, I think I'm good right now.
All right, he did great for a first
Yay,
session.
good job, Joey.
Look at that tail.